Hi y'all, I'm Rhonda from Joy Junktique, and today I just wanted to show you my design team project for Odulcina. I wanted to show you what I made with a couple of her kits that I used pieces from. So I've had a lot of internet issues still and have had trouble getting stuff printed out, but I've finally gotten some stuff done and wanted to show you. I love how it turned out. I think they're so cute. They're little Shabby Notepads. So what I used was, I had the kit from the French teacup, and so I used a couple of sheets from that. These I used for the tags, and here's some more tags that I used. So and then the base of it is actually the sample cards. So these, the background is the sample card, and so there's so many of those and they're so pretty. So this is the pink, this is the green, this is the blue, this is a sewing themed one, and this is a rose, and then there's a white one of the sewing one too. And then she also has the background cards for them, and I just printed them on coffee dyed paper so that I could take and tear the edges and use those as some of my papers in the little notepads. So that's what I've got. It's the two kits, the sample cards kit and the French teacup kit. So that's what I put together to make these. And so they're just really cute little, I went ahead and used the lace as, you know, to make it true to the sample card. But then inside I just have lots of little scrap pieces of paper, coffee dyed paper, that kind of stuff. And they're all stapled in. And then on this side, let me untie it and I can show you. So this just unties, and you can lift it up so that you can access the full sheet of paper. And then on this side, I just put a little pocket with a scrappy fabric, and there's one of those tags, and just decorated it up and trimmed it off, and it slides into there. So all I did here is just put a couple of holes and run this shabby ribbon through it. So that's the first one. This one has more pink tones, and I'll just love this cute little tag. She's so cute. And this one I use netting, so you can still see the background on that one. Added some trim here, and then just trimmed out the little card. So here's this one when it opens up, some more lace, and just some really coffee dyed distressed papers. That's the second. This is kind of a rusty color. I'll show you where I got that too. I'll leave a link in the description. Okay, so this one, when you open up, they're really pretty laces, all the little papers. And then this one, I love this fabric. I've used it a lot lately on a lot of projects. It has this really pretty tag, and I just decorated it up. There's the sewing theme behind it. Slides back in there. So there's that one. Then the last one that I have made opens up, and there's some more pretty lace and papers. And then on the back side of this one is this image. So I love how they turned out. They're very sweet and very simple, but I think they would be cute little gifts or tucked in a journal. They would be really sweet. So that's what I made for my design team project. And I thought while I was on here, I would go ahead and make one more with some stuff that I gathered up. So all I did for the papers is I just took my ruler and ripped just all different sizes, all different types of coffee dyed papers. And those sample cards. So the ones that have the darker edges, those are those little sample cards that I ripped up. And I thought they looked cute like that. So that is my papers I've gathered up. And I'm just going to kind of put them in a little bit better order by size, so that they have all different lengths and not all just one length showing in the front. Try to kind of scatter them a little bit and let them be layered looking, kind of like that. Okay, so I'm gonna set that aside, and I'll show you how I put those in a minute. So here's the base, and I already punched my holes in this one. I distressed the edges, inked it up. I also printed it on coffee dyed paper so it would have that distressed look. So I'm going to start out with this little piece of scrappy fabric, and I'm just going to kind of glue it on. Some of them I actually just used the lace where you could see through it, and I really like that. But I thought on this one I would try just a little piece of this and see what it looked like. So I'm just going to take, and on this one I'm using my tacky glue because it's not going to show through the lace. And then I just took and kind of went around the edges here, as close to the edge as you can, because you want to have enough room for your tag. So I'm just going to lay that on there, kind of make my little pocket. So this is the pocket. And so we'll let that dry for a minute. So while that dries, I'm going to take and work on my tag. And I think I'm going to use this one again, except I'm going to try to include this little rose if it will fit. And I think it will. Cut around in here. Then I think I can make it work. I'm just going to see if I can slide it in there a little bit. Not quite. So I'm going to trim a little more off this edge. Just try to take as minimal as possible, so I can leave the parts that I want to see. Got that a little crooked. I'm just trying to straighten it up. I didn't realize how crooked I cut this one. Sometimes you can see better on the back side where there's no design to tell how crooked you got it. Okay, so then I'm just going to take the corners and angle them a little bit. Okay, so let's see if that works. Still going to be kind of tight. I cut just a teensy bit more off this side. Now I need to take just a teensy bit off this side too to even it back up. So that'll work. Okay. So now that I've got this cut out like I want it, I'm going to go ahead and get my hole in the center. So there's that. So now I'm going to take and distress my edges. Just going around the edge really quick, just to put a little bit of, just to define it. I love how the ink defines the lines. And then it also ages it. Then I just kind of take and lightly just kind of grunge up the back a little bit. Just barely touching it to my paper. Just kind of distressing it. So that looks better. All right. So now let's start on this side. putting in our papers. So I got these ready. Let me even them up a little better. And then what I did is, this was off of the roll of lace that you can buy, kind of like the tulle. So what I did is I just cut a little strip, and it's too long, but that actually works to my advantage because that way I can take and wrap it around the top side just to better secure everything when I staple it. So I've got that ready, and then I'm gonna see about, I need another little piece of lace to hang. Let's see, I may just use that one. So I'm going to take and let this wrap around too, just a little bit. Like that. So then I will, it's kind of thick. So if it's too thick, then you may have to staple it out of the sample card and then glue it in. So some of those I had to do like that. I'm going to try it and see how thick we can go with it. So just go over the edge. And then, a true test is when you turn it over and see if it actually stapled. And it actually did. So, and then since I'm going to come back and put some fabric there and secure it with glue, then that will hold it. Okay, so there's the inside of it. And then I'm going to go ahead and find my lace for here. So I might just use, I want to cover that staple, but I may try to use this little piece. If I can get it the right side, it's all twisted. So I think I'm going to use that. So I'm going to go ahead and put a little glue. I'm going to put a little glue on the staples first too, so I don't forget. That just better secures those. And then I'm just going to dab a little bit on these leaves and around the flower. And I'm going to lay that down because it keeps twisted on me. I can't tell where I'm supposed to be gluing. So let me figure out. And I think I did get that on the wrong side of that one. Maybe not. Okay, so that looks cute like that. And then I'm going to cut that off. And go ahead and glue that end. There we go. So that looks really cute, I think. Like that. All right, so then I'm gonna flip back over here, and I'm thought about using this pink velvet. Let's see. I don't know if I want to cover that up. I may just add the pink to the bottom right there. Try not to cover those numbers either, because I like those numbers showing. So I'm just going to put a little strip of glue here. And this little scrappy piece of pink velvet. That just adds a little pink on that side. So on this side, let's see. I think I'm going to add, this is where I got the trims from, is Vintage Needle Arts. And so she has some really nice seam binding that she has dyed, and it's really distressed, and that's why I really like it. And that's what I used on those. So she has that, and then she also has this super tiny little pom-pom trim, and I love to use it on stuff. So check out her shop, Vintage Needle Art. She's on Etsy. So I think I'm just going to take a little tiny piece of this and add to the top right there. So I'm going to go ahead and put my glue, and then I'll cut it once I get that on there so I know how long to put it. On the right side. And that's cute. She has all colors of this trim and of the other seam binding. They're just so cute. Okay, clean up my mess here. So that looks cute. I like how that comes together. And then you see it over the top of this side too. Okay, so the only thing we lack on this part is actually running the ribbon through, I believe. So we could go ahead and do that. So I just go down through one and up through the other. And these make such cute little notepads. So we're going to do it like that. Let's see. I like to twist my ribbon a little bit to where it looks better on the other side, because this side doesn't show. So it seems to work better when I do it like that. So then on this side it wants to lay right. Okay, so let's see how long I need it. Just going to wrap it back around. I think that's going to be long enough. And then we're going to wrap this back around. And then tie it off. There is so much in these two kits that you can use. She has so many colors and designs, and then the other kit actually has a lot of lace pages too with little teacups on them. So check those out because they're really cute and you can find so many uses for them. So that looks really sweet. Okay, so let's just finish up our tag and that will be done. So here I'm gonna take and let's see, I had a few little things. Let me see what I want to use. I think I'm gonna use a tiny little scrap of this. I'm just gonna cut off a little, just a little strip of it. Kind of like that. So let it hang over the top, and then I think I'm going to put a little piece of netting just to kind of fill in the space a little better. So I'm going to cut a strip of that. So I'm going to take it and just kind of bunch it up. And I think on this one I'm going to need to go ahead and put my little tie first, because once I put something over that hole I won't be able to get it in there. So this is just a really scrappy piece of leftover fabric from something. It's just a very sheer, thin fabric. Let me even that up a little bit. I think I ripped it off of a seam or something. Okay, so I'm just going to put one end through it, is all I did, and then just tie it in a knot. And that way it doesn't come too far over the top of the notebook. So we'll leave them on there for now. I may trim those a little bit here in a minute though. We'll see how long we need it. All right, so now I'm just gonna take, let me find my tacky glue. It rolled off my table. So now I'm just gonna take and just dab some glue on here and add, whoops, and add a little piece of this. Gonna kind of bunch it just a tad. I think I'm gonna have to use some Fabri-Tac to make it stay. So I'm just gonna bunch it just a tad. Just put a little there. And then I'm gonna bunch this just a tad too. This little fabric came off of, I think, a little girl's skirt or something. It was so cute. I always feel guilty cutting up little kids' clothes, because I think of so many kids that need clothes, but most of the time there's something wrong with them anyway by the time I get them at the thrift store or whatever. So I try to find stuff that's already kind of needing some love, so I don't feel so guilty. And that was just off of a slip or something I found. A nightgown, that's what it was. This one little pearl is wanting to kind of wiggle, so I'm going to secure it a tiny bit. And that way I won't be worried about it falling off. There we go. Okay, so that made a really cute little tag. And let's put this in here and see if we need to cut that tag down at all. It just slips back there. Cute as you please. I think I'll cut those just a tad. And then I'm just going to kind of mess up the edges a little bit. Pull those threads and make it separate some. So there's the back and there's the front. And I think I'm going to add some little something right there. I was just trying to bring some more white into it, because this side to me is really white. And then you flip it over and this side is really cream. And I like for it to kind of blend. So I was trying to see if I had anything else that I could add to that. Maybe that. I like that. Let's do that. I'm going to just be really careful in how I glue this so I don't make it stick to everything else. So let me put some glue on this one. Just dab it. If I stay on the outer edges, then you don't see the glue so bad. So let me put this underneath it. And then just kind of make it look like it was supposed to be there. I'm going to tip that little edge off because it's kind of rough. Okay, so then I'm going to peel it off this piece of paper and let it dry the rest of the way. That's a little better. It brings a little more white. And then the cream right there kind of ties in. So let's see. Is there anything else we should do to this? I don't know why, but that's bugging me that it's not, that it's more of a white on this side and cream on the other. So maybe I should, that's just kind of looking tacky. I know what I can do. Watch this. I think I'm going to pull this off. Yes, I'm fixing to tear it up. I'm going to pull this off because I think that's what's throwing me off. It's too much. Too bright. Okay, so what I'll do on this is I'll bring in a piece of cream here. Let's see. Let me just cut it thinner and get that rough edge off. I should have used that for the tie probably. Okay, let me go get some glue because it's not going to be able to stick to anything until I get glue on there. See which side. I think it's this one. So we'll just do that instead. And that kind of brings the cream color to this side. And we brought a little white to the other. I'm still not liking how stark white that is, but I don't have anything else here on my desk to try to do it with. And then I think that is throwing me off too. Let's just leave it like that. How about the butterfly? I like that. Let's do that. So that'd be cute. The other was just too much. It took away from the picture too. So that brings some cream on this side. And then there's the cream on that and the white. Alrighty. I think I'm going to stop there. If I find anything else to add to it, I'll do that once I find it. But I think I'm going to quit there. I think. Alright. Well, that is how I made them. So I hope you had fun watching, and I hope you'll go create some with these kits that are so cute. And they just turned out really cute. And this is another good way. I always talk about this, but this is another good way to use your little scraps that you have left over, because how many of us tear paper and have tons of those little pieces left that are perfect for little shabby notepads. So, and then all your little trims and pieces of lace that are just, that you cut off, and you know, just little things you have that you have left over. So they all are really, really cute whenever you put them together in a project like this. So it's super fun and super cute to either put in a journal or bless somebody with a sweet little gift sometime. And then you can make a basket full. I always think of like little parties or little get-togethers that ladies have sometimes, and these would be perfect little gifts to put in a basket and let them take one home with them. We used to do tea parties at church all the time with the ladies, and it was always so nice to have some little something for them to take home and feel special. So to me, this would make me feel really special if I was able to get one of these. So I hope y'all like that, and I hope you will take this idea and go make something really pretty and just enjoy doing it. So I appreciate y'all watching today, and I hope you have a good rest of your day. I will see you soon. God bless. Bye.